What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today I want to talk about a hot take, a bold take even, if you will, from an NFL draft insider on a Jets UDFA. So Matt Miller, who is the NFL draft insider for ESPN, had a bold take for Jets UDFA quarterback Brady Cook. He was on with Rich Cimini on his podcast and had this to say about the UDFA.
While we're on Mizzou players, the Jets did agree to terms with Brady Cook, the quarterback from undrafted. I don't know much about him. I have to admit that. So what can you tell Jet fans about what they're getting in Brady Cook?
He'll probably be one of the most popular players on the team within the first couple months. He's a dude that everyone loves. Being a Missouri guy, I've been around that program a lot. And I think there were certainly times over the past 3 years where they tried to replace him and just couldn't because he played too well and he practices too well and he's such a good leader. This past year, he battled some injuries and didn't play up to his best. But I think we saw pre-draft process, East-West Shrine game, he balled out. I mean, he looked really, really good there. Combine, I mean, he's an athlete and he had a great combine workout. I was at his pro day workout. It was okay. It wasn't Zach Wilson's pro day, but does that really? How do we judge pro days anymore? So I think with Brady, you're getting an accurate quarterback who can move around and make some plays. He's a rhythm passer who's not going to wow you with his arm strength. He's not going to wow you with his deep passing ability. He's very much an old school West Coast quarterback. Just let it play out in front of him. If you give guys some space, he can absolutely throw with timing, and he throws a catchable ball on anything underneath. Crossing and timing routes are his specialty.
Quote, probably one of the most popular players on the team within the first couple of months. He is the dude that everyone loves. First and foremost, this is kind of the qualities that you're looking for in a backup quarterback, and that's why guys tend to stick around forever, even if they frankly aren't very good in the NFL. It's crazy to think you would just assume that the most talented players are the one who last the longest. Not always the case. Sometimes you have to be the good personality guy, the good locker room guy, the guy that the coaches love. Why does Tim Boyle keep getting jobs? People clearly like Tim Boyle. Nathan Peterman was in the NFL for a million years. Sometimes it's not necessarily a talent game. It's are you a good dude to have around game? And if Brady Cook is that, and hopefully he's more talented than a Tim Boyle or a Nathan Peterman, then he's probably going to have a nice NFL career because, again, coaches, for whatever reason, like to keep popular players around. Guys who don't ruffle the feathers. Guys who, don't have an attitude problem. If you're a good dude, you're going to stick. And the Jets do have an open quarterback spot on the roster. There's a QB3 spot up for grabs between, I would assume, Cook and Adrian Martinez because Jordan Travis is no longer on the roster after deciding to retire last week. Definitely a tough little bit there for our guy, Jordan Travis. Tough news. Brady Cook's going to have a shot, though. And I'm very curious to see what he looks like in the preseason as a UDFA. So I get it. Some people were upset, especially after Jordan Travis retires, that the Jets didn't take a quarterback. Well, they signed someone as a UDFA. And, some of these day three guys, they're probably going to be in a similar tier of quarterback that Cook is. So Jets didn't use a pick on the player. He'll have a chance to compete, and there's nothing really tying him to the New York Jets. If for whatever reasons, if he doesn't play well in training camp or the preseason, it's not like the Jets feel obligated to keep him around, a la Christian Hackenberg for a couple years in 2016 and 17. When he could not see the field of his life depended on it. Unfortunately, we still have a long way to go before we get to training camp, and the Jets could add a veteran to this roster if they really wanted to. They don't have to just ride out with Cook or Martinez as the camp arms competing for that last spot. If they really wish for it, they could add another quarterback here. But interesting to hear that Matt Miller is like, oh yeah, his teammates are going to love him. He's going to be here. So is he saying that, he thinks Brady Cook is making the roster as the third quarterback? It's entirely possible. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you next time.